night, morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. You know what I'm saying? Hope all my twins doing good. Drop a like, drop a sub. I appreciate you and I appreciate your time. You know what I'm saying? Twin, drop this in the comments. Shout out twin. You know what I'm saying? And we almost at 18 episodes too. Thank you, twins. I appreciate y'all boys. You know what I'm saying? I tell you that every day though. But look, twin, drop this in the comments. You know what I'm saying? The St. Louis Deadly Gang War that no ops about. And yeah. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna go ahead and get into this, man. See what's going on this side of town. Yeah.
Between Interstate 70 and Riverview Boulevard in North St. Louis lies the Walnut Park West neighborhood, where the 5700 block of Floyd Avenue stands out as one of the most notorious blocks in the city's drill scene, forming the main turf of the hood known as...
Shout out Twin though, because Twin be always dropping these videos, you know what I'm saying? Twin be keeping me tapped in on what's going on. I ain't gonna lie, shout out Twin. I appreciate you, Twin.
As one of the most notorious blocks in the city's drill scene, forming the main turf of the hood known as 57 Floyd. 57 Floyd is not just a single hood, but part of a large alliance of hoods that covers almost the entire Walnut Park West, known as the Six, or the group being known as the Sixers. The name Six comes from the fact that this area is actually within the 6th Police District of St. Louis, but perhaps also from the fact that practically all of these hoods are known for repping the Rollin' 60s neighborhood Crips, carrying on the violent legacy of their Los Angeles predecessors in the heart of Missouri. But while several other sets across the 6th District, like Acme Mob, Mimika Mob, and Emma Mob, claim the Six, it's the crew from 57 Floyd that has arguably become the face of the alliance, building their reputation one body and diss track at a time. 57 Floyd is known for several popular rappers, the most well known likely being KB6, who began rapping under the name Problo Gang KB around 2018. He was quite a versatile artist and was doing a lot of auto-tune pain music, showing a pretty impressive level of artistry compared to some of his peers. But after the death of some of his friends, he would change his rap name to KB6, and going on an impeccable run, with his most popular song to date being the 2019 track Going Off, which has a music video that has over 1 million views. However, the loss of his friends in the streets motivated him to go even harder with the music, and over time he built up an impressive catalogue of beloved tracks. He was even playing live shows, and as mentioned before, he notoriously had a beef with 30 Deep Grimy, as Grimy dropped the song Dead Goofies, and KB was one of the people who got dissed in the song. The song was a hit, and Grimy even went on Genius Verified to break down all of his disses in the song, so KB would retaliate in diss songs of his own that did pretty good numbers, even though Grimy had all of the spotlight in the city. His direct response was called 30 Dead Homies, and it dropped 5 days after 30 Deep Grimy's Dead Goofies, which he then followed up with another diss called Say Cheese Part 2 Dookie.
I feel like I ain't here. I feel like I ain't not know about that.
KB was on the rise, even getting a feature from Pooh Shiesty on the song Shiesty Sick. However, there was a darker side to KB6 beyond the music, with posts on Reddit making dubious claims about him having 5 hats, or bodies, with an estimate of 4, according to some being more accurate. And as we'll discuss later, some of these would arguably end up playing a key part in the beef that would escalate, ending in his death. There's also a whole bunch of mostly younger guys from the Six who rap under the Hothead moniker, as they rep a clique known as the Hothead Gang, or HHG, with Hothead Capone being one of the most prolific rappers from this group. His most popular song is a big link up with another Six rapper called Nudie Six, and a rapper from 1100 Murderside known as Robbo Murder, as well as a guy called Meesky Money from another hood known as the O, with this showing a whole bunch of alliances between several of the most dangerous hoods in St. Louis making its way into music. And these alliances sadly don't always hold up, as sometime after this, Hothead Capone would end up falling out with Robbo Murder's brother, fellow Murderside rapper C4 Murder, who we'll discuss in more detail later. Hothead Capone truly lives up to his...
Nah, this getting good. Ooh, I like this.
Murderside rapper C4 Murder, who we'll discuss in more detail later. Hothead Capone truly lives up to his name, and constantly disses his ops in songs and on social media, including a very disrespectful song with the rapper Spinner K called F All the Ops. In fact, Hothead disses Dead Ops so much that people in the comments speculate on his body count in the streets, with some believing that he actually claims murders that other members committed. He also doesn't have much care for the law, and would boldly post on IG how his crew were making the news long before rapping, and posting how his crew stepped for real while shouting out another clique from the Six known as Stretcher Gang. Then you've also got Nudie Six, another rapper from the Six, who's dropped a lot of tracks on YouTube, but like a lot of rappers in St. Louis, a lot of his biggest bangers aren't even on streaming services like Spotify, with this sort of thing making me think a lot of rappers from St. Louis take the streets more seriously than their music careers. But anyway, Nudie and Capone made some highly disrespectful songs together, like the track World War III, which we'll talk about in detail later. But beyond the music, they also regularly go live together dissing their various ops, like members of Valet Gang, known for their affiliation with CTS LaWork, and the members of Murderside that they would have a falling out with.
Hey yo, get crack trying to whop something, you ain't never shot nothing. Spin through they block 2 or 3 times, I bet this Draco stop something. Valet Gang, they them boys
ain't never parked now on my granny.
Ain't mad as head, I'm trying to park some. How about I'm a hawk son? C4 gon' drop his gun, Robbo, that's better run. Just switch right off a whole ton, then you gon' die for none. Glock 22 with a switch and 50 buck out just for fun. Before that lick your warehouse friend, ain't had no fun. Ain't even had no gun. Better call a truce war it's done.
Hey, you gon' shake your ass on label 10 holes in your face. I put that on shade.
10? Shit.
Ain't even had no
gun. Better call a truce war it's done.
Hey, you gon' shake your ass on label 10 holes in your face. I put that on shade.
Your ass don't meet it in them heavy gates. I still smoke on Richie Rondo, dumb dinner every day on KB.
Another rapper from the Six is Jig 6, who had a poppin' song called Reminisce with 3 Problems from a gang that they're allied with called the O, where they would thoroughly diss their ops. Jig 6 also features in his songs other fellow Sixers like Heavy 6, with them having a posse cut called Gang Signs that also features rapper Low Bands, aka Lil Low, and Bunu Murder, who is originally from a hood called 32N Dub. There's also a newer generation of rappers from Floyd and the Six more broadly, perhaps the best of these rappers being known as Man Man 6, whose high energy anthem Which Strand has close to 500,000 views on YouTube. Man Man is from the Acme mob hood, but is heavily affiliated with Floyd, as shown in his vlog with TJ Films.
Where we at?
On Acme.
We on Acme. Hey, you know, I'm from Acme.
I did a reaction to this video too. If you ain't see it, I might put it in the description.
3600 Acme, cuz, you know, this the real 3600.
So this,
shout out to my Floyd boys across the street.
So y'all got the Floyd boy. Let me get on this side. So y'all got ties with Floyd. Who else?
Other up-and-coming rappers from the Six include guys like SGKPZ, who hails from the LAC side or the Lucille Ave Crips, and also reps the clique known as Stretcher Gang. Some years ago, the Six allied themselves with the 1600 OZ, aka the O, as well as the Four, creating an alliance known as 064. The O, which also goes by names like Hammertown and Huncho Gang, is a majority blood gang hood located around the former O'Fallon Place apartments, whose roots go back decades. And just like many other hoods in the area, the city's ongoing revitalization and gentrification has turned some of these corners that held generations of gang history into open construction sites in recent years. Being in the streets in this neighborhood comes at a cost, and there's been a string of unfortunate souls in the local area who have lost their lives due to the proximity to these gang wars. Members like Charles, Tyree Spencer Jr., and Kyle, aka Crazy K. Hammertown has also bred rappers like Meesky Money and a rap group known as 3 Problems, made up of Rello, Lil Tay, and Swag Huncho, and they would heavily rep Hammertown in their music, and their tracks such as Slide featuring Juice 23 and Problo Gang KB have racked up over 1.5 million views. Swag Huncho would go viral for their track Problems, with them dancing in the video with a gun going viral, but the guns weren't just for show, and Huncho was rumored to have had 5 bodies, allegedly finding his first victim when he was featuring Juice 23 and Problo Gang KB have racked up over 1.5 million views. Swag Huncho would go viral for their track Problems, with them dancing in the video with a gun going viral, but the guns weren't just for show, and Huncho was rumored to have had 5 bodies, allegedly finding his first victim when he was only 12 or 13 years old. This allegedly being a 17-year-old girl called finding his first victim when he was only 12 or 13 years old. This allegedly being a 17-year-old girl called Renisha Precious Cole, who was shot outside of a nightclub in 2010. He also had a reputation of backdooring people close to him, allegedly setting up 3 of his own homies in 2015, one of them being HB from Skank Gang, as well as backdooring Gino aka Skeezy from Blender Gang. But then, in 2015, Huncho himself was shot and killed at just 18 years old.
An 18-year-old Ferguson rapper, once featured by Rolling Stone, was gunned down on Sunday morning.
He was outside. So he had all that going on. He was like 18, all that. Yeah, he was.
Own homies in 2015, one of them being HB from Skank Gang, as well as backdooring Gino aka Skeezy from Blender Gang. But then, in 2015, Huncho himself was shot and killed at just 18 years old.
An 18-year-old Ferguson rapper, once featured by Rolling Stone, was gunned down on Sunday morning in North St. Louis. Police found the lifeless body of James Johnson Jr., better known as Swag Huncho, shortly after 10 a.m. in the Jeff Vanderloo neighborhood. He'd been shot in the head at least twice by an unknown killer, authorities said.
Some say he was set up by his own homie Blender Boo as retaliation for killing Gino, but then Blender Boo too would get killed in a triple shooting soon after. The death of Huncho affected the group immensely.
This my brother died, you know what I'm saying? My childhood, you know what I'm saying? So I ain't gonna lie to you, it got to me. I got the trip. I'm in jail, I'm young, my brother just died. You know what I'm saying? I'm tripping.
Three Problems released a tribute song to Huncho's memory, but meanwhile he would get regularly dissed by his ops.
Swag got killed for thinking he's Gino. You heard me? Swag got killed for thinking he's Gino. Yeah, Swag got killed for thinking he's Gino.
Swag Huncho's death was devastating for the older generation of street figures from the O, but meanwhile the new generation of rappers would step in and make music about the war going on in the streets. People like Meeski Money, who we'll get into more later.
I love this.
The Six and their allies are known for their rivalry with several different hoods, but one common denominator with one of their most fiercest rivals is that they rep the 6 Deuce Crips, with their most well-known rivalry being with the 30 Deep clique, headed by the previously mentioned 30 Deep Grimy, who KB6 would famously diss in his song 30 Dead Homies, a response to Grimy's diss track Dead Goofies. However, there is also another 6 Deuce hood who have been in a bloody war with the 6 for years now, this beef eventually leading to one of the most tragic events in the history of St. Louis drill.
Anyways, W big. Drop a like, drop a sub. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie though, that is crazy, bro. There'd be a lot going on over there, bro. I ain't gonna lie. That's crazy. Twin say, bro, yeah, all that going on before he was even. Damn. Stay out them streets, you know what I'm saying? Them streets don't love nobody. But anyways, drop a like, drop a sub. If there's any more videos like that you want me to watch, go ahead and drop them in the comments, you know what I'm saying? We upload every day, most of the time twice a day. And we stream, you know what I'm saying? But anyways, we're gonna hang it out in a minute. But see y'all niggas in the next one, bro.